When was the last time you saw a magic show that made your jaw drop? When was the last time you saw a magic show in person? For a lot of folks, it might have been a while, but you got an opportunity this Saturday night at the Tibbits Opera House. The magic of Kobranis and Alexis. And Paul Kobranis is in the studio with us this morning. Before we talk about the show and what people are going to see on stage, tell me a little bit about your background a little bit, because you've been doing this for, over 20 years now?
That is correct.
So what drew you into magic?
Well, I got a magic set when I was 8 years old. It was the first and last thing I opened for a good maybe 12 hours. And just knowing how it's done, but still being amazed.
Yeah.
It was the most incredible experience, and I just stuck with it.
Do you remember some of the things that were in that first magic kit?
Oh, yeah. I had cups and balls, the ball and vase where you take the ball out of the vase and then you put it in your pocket, and then it magically reappears in the vase, and then you repeat the process and make it disappear, and then pull it back out of your pocket and put it back in, and there was card tricks and stuff, and I actually have my own magic kits.
Okay.
And a lot of the tricks that I started with are in my kit.
Okay.
So it's sort of like passing the torch,
Yeah.
So other people can learn what I first started learning with as well.
Were others in your family interested in magic too, or were you kind of the lone wolf?
I was the lone wolf.
Okay.
I remember watching magic shows on TV and stuff. They had the magician awards and stuff, and I was always watching stuff like that. And I did see a magic show when I was a little kid, and my parents knew that I was interested in that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I was always talking about magic and stuff, and you having like little sticks and pretending to do magic, and so they got me the magic set, and the rest is history.
Now, did you have to learn, the first thing you had to learn was abracadabra?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So you guys do you still use that in your bag?
A little bit. I use other funny words too and things like that. I make it fun.
Okay.
That's the one thing I love about magic is the possibilities are endless.
All right. Are there particular magicians who you try to either model or that you respect the most over the years?
Not really. I mean, I respect a lot of them. One of the magicians that I know personally is Rick Fisher from Fab Magic.
Yeah.
And he was actually the first person. Like his shop was actually the first magic shop I went to.
Okay.
So I walked in, I was nervous, I got a little, saved up a bunch of money and stuff, and I just walked in. I'm like, and then seeing everything, it was just amazing, and so I started investing more, and he helped me. He actually guided me along, and he's been a big supporter ever since.
Very cool. How many hours later did they have to drag you out of there?
Closing time.
Oh, very cool. Again, the magic of Kobranis and Alexis. So tell us about the show. Coming to Tibbits on Saturday night, 7 o'clock show there.
Yeah, so what people can expect from the show is audience participation.
Okay.
That's one thing I love to do. I give out 50-50 tickets as people come into the theater, and throughout the show, me or my assistant will draw a number, and that person gets to come up on stage.
All right.
I like doing it that way a little bit because I used to just point to people in the crowd, and then I point to somebody, and then the person next to them thinks that they got picked, and so they both stand up, and it gets a little upset because then they get upset. So that way it's more fair to somebody, and then with it being a random draw, I don't have people, thinking, is that person actually in on it? Or is that, so that's how I like to do it. But I could bring you on stage. You never know what's going to happen. I could cut you in half. I could, make a snake or an animal appear right in front of your eyes. So
the people you cut in half, you put them back together, though, right?
Sometimes. No, I'm kidding. I do.
I was going to say the insurance.
Only if they believe in magic.
I was going to say the insurance rider might be really, really high then if you didn't put them back together again. So for you, what's the most fun now in the performances in the shows? Is it that audience interaction?
It's the audience interaction, seeing the reaction of the audience, and being able to leave a show knowing that I've made an impression.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't really get to go out and do fun things very much.
Yeah.
And I try to do a lot of things for different communities throughout the year. Actually, just back in November, I did a show in my hometown of Jackson. I did a charity magic show where admission was new or gently used toys or kids' winter clothing.
Yeah.
And it's all getting donated to children in need in Jackson County.
Very cool.
We had a woman reach out to us. Her husband has stage 4 colon cancer, so they're not able to do a lot of stuff as a family. So I emailed them a pass to get into the show for free, not having to donate nothing, so that her and her husband and their daughter could enjoy something as a family and not have to, worry about expenses or anything like that.
Oh, very cool. And a portion of the proceeds from this show going to go back to the Branch County Coalition's Domestic and Sexual Violence. So that's, again, a great cause in our community. So thanks for doing that, especially at the holiday season. That's kind of neat when that can happen. So 7 o'clock Saturday night at the Tibbits. Folks can go to tibbits.org to get their tickets for it. What do you want people to say when they leave the show?
That they want to come back and see another show.
Okay.
That they're going to have fun. I will have some merchandise there for sale. And if we sell out, we will have a pre-order slip that people can pre-order magic kits and stuff for.
Well, I think we all like to maybe think we can figure out how you're doing all this stuff, but I think part of the fun of it is not. Of just still having that I don't know, I say magical glow, whatever it is, of the amazement of that, and knowing that there's someone having some fun and helping you along that as an audience member along that trip to have a little and some fun.
Oh yeah, and that's the one thing I like. People can be, I call people up and they're standing right next to me. They see everything I'm doing and they still can't figure it out.
Which is good. Which is a credit to you then as a magician.
Oh,
right?
yes.
So great stuff. The magic of Kobranis and Alexis, again, at the Tibbits Opera House this Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Tibbits.org is the website to get the tickets for that. Paul Kobranis in the studio with us this morning, and we're going to make him vanish now.